It's not clickbait. My name is Andy. That's Andy, not Andy. Today we're going to talk about how I wrote and illustrated a book in 10 days. Okay, so for those who don't know, welcome to my channel. I am an author and filmmaker. My name is Andy Silvers, and recently I produced an original children's book called The Very Colorful Caterpillar that will be available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, wherever you get books soon. So, the book is called The Very Colorful Caterpillar. It is a children's book for ages 3 to 6. Basically, I came up with the idea, I believe in late July, and it took me precisely 10 days from the day that I said, yes, I'm going to do this, to the day that the book was done and I was ordering the proof copies. That took me precisely 10 days. So it was a really interesting situation, and I'm going to talk about that now. So the first thing to note is that the book is dedicated to a friend of mine. I have a close friend whose name will not be said to protect his privacy, Grayson Marshall, who has a lovely daughter named Margot. And Grayson and Abby, who obviously many of you won't know, they're both close friends of mine who attend the church that I attend. And Grayson wants to go to Japan relatively soon. And so I wanted to give him some sort of really personal gift, something to say thank you for your friendship, thank you for helping me out for the past several years. And so I decided to use my writing skills. I had already created one children's book called Red Sprites and Blue Jets, and I wanted to create another one. And I thought, what if I create something that is for younger readers? And what solidified the idea was I was at Walmart and I was looking at books. And I noticed a book called The Very Hungry Caterpillar. You'll notice the name of mine is similar. And I checked into it, and it sold 40 million copies worldwide since, I think, 1981. So it's extremely successful. And I thought, well, I'm an author. I'm not an amazing artist, but I'm okay. So I thought I could probably do that. So I put my money where my mouth was, and I produced this book in 10 days. That doesn't mean that there weren't a few other days of checking and double checking it. In fact, this right here is actually the proof copy, so this isn't even the final one. The final book will look a little bit different, not much different, but a little bit. And so this hardcover version I have signed, and I will be delivering in person to my friend Grayson and Abby Marshall for their daughter Margot. They can read it to her, and as she gets older, she can read it for herself. So it's a really cool thing that I can do for them, and you can celebrate as well by going to Amazon soon, not yet, going to Amazon soon and getting a copy for yourself. So right now the plan is to do a hardcover and paperback. There's a slight possibility the hardback will just not go on Amazon for some reason, in which case you can still get it at Barnes & Noble's website or Walmart's website. However, fingers crossed that it shows up on Amazon. But the paperback will be $9.95. And the hardcover, I believe, is $24.50. However, I want to do a one more price tier that's kind of in the middle. It's probably $18.50-ish. So basically, that one that's not quite approved yet will be what you would call the sort of special edition or the enhanced edition. And that one basically is the same exact book, but it is the top ink quality and the top paper quality. And that will actually be cheaper than the hardback at around $18.50-ish, $19. So as far as I'm aware, those will be the three versions I create. I attempted to create an ebook, but funny story, it fell through. That process collapsed like a dying star. It was awful. So no ebook, at least not for the foreseeable future. Sorry. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the book. So basically the book is called The Very Colorful Caterpillar. It is a book for ages 3 to 6. It is not a direct copy of The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Yes, that was an inspiration for the book, but the plot and especially artwork are very much their own thing. My mom is actually a second grade teacher, so she's read all the books. Any book that's for a little kid, she's probably read it. And she said this is distinctly different and its own thing because it is. It has a caterpillar as the main character, and the caterpillar eats some food, but other than that, it's very much its own thing. So 33 pages for ages 3 to 6, and basically I just thought I can create a book relatively quickly, while my bigger book, more complex book, Solomon Grando versus the Jupiter Witch, is still in the sort of what you might call post-production phase. So for those who don't know, this year I have a book called Solomon Grando versus the Jupiter Witch, which is a contemporary fantasy. Book 1 in the trilogy is coming out this year. If you've seen my YouTube channel and or website, which you should check out my website, it may have said that it's coming out in September. To be honest, I can't guarantee that for Solomon Grando because it's just been such a long process with COVID delaying certain pipelines in production. But it will come out this year, so I'm thinking maybe push back 1 month at this point, so November, I believe. However, the Very Colorful Caterpillar has actually been already approved for global distribution. It hasn't actually been distributed yet, but it has been approved. So not that long from now, like 2.5-ish weeks, it will be available on all the retail platforms. And of course, I will make a video about it. I'll post about it on Facebook. If you're not following the Andy Silver's Books Facebook page, you really need to be, because that's generally where updates go first. So you'll want to follow that. And this is also, in some sense, a cover reveal, as well as a brief unboxing. If you're watching, there's a little bit of footage of me unboxing the proof copies. I didn't want to make a huge deal out of it just because this is one of my first times doing this, and I just wanted to enjoy the book with family, and I did enjoy it with family. My mom actually, since she's a second grade teacher, or she's retired, she actually pulled out the book and read it aloud to us as if it was a second grade class, which I just thought was awesome because to a large extent that is how people will read the book. They will read it to their children, or if they're a teacher, they'll read it to their class, and it will hopefully be in elementary school libraries. So I'm hoping for that. I think that'll be very exciting. So if you have a kid or grandkid between the ages of 3 and 6, I would highly recommend picking up The Very Colorful Caterpillar. It is an easy read, obviously. It's a fun read. It's got really nice illustrations. I plan on doing a video going deeper into how I actually created the illustrations for the book. Suffice it to say, it was not easy for me because I am technically an artist, but really I'm more of a graphic designer, which isn't quite the same thing as a traditional artist. So that means that I have skill with like geometric shapes and line and form and color theory, but I don't necessarily have the ability to just take a pencil and paper and just draw something and it'll look amazing. So I created the artwork for this book in the computer, but even still, organic shapes and things that have to look realistic, things that have to look cartoony and fun, they're just really difficult to do because I'm just not that kind of an artist. But after a lot of work, the final illustrations look very good in my opinion. My parents love it. My sister loves it. Everyone who's seen it thus far, my neighbor who's a church friend, he loves it as well. So people who've seen it say the artwork is quite good. So again, if you know someone who's 3 to 6, kid or grandkid, consider picking up a copy as soon as it's available. It is technically available now on Lulu's website. I will probably put a link in the description. However, I suspect most of you will want to wait until it is available on Amazon or Barnes & Noble's website, which is, where you probably do a lot of your book shopping anyway. So it will be available soon there, and I will obviously post about it and talk about it when that happens. So basically, that's a quick and simple summation of The Very Colorful Caterpillar, my latest book. It's a surprise to you and to me. I did not know I was going to be making a second book this year. And then I just came up with the idea, and I said, I'm going to do it. And so I spent 10 days, and I wrote it, and I illustrated it. And like I said, I'll do another video in the future about the illustrations, but I just wanted to get that out there. So in the meantime, please go to Amazon.com and check out my latest kids book for ages 8 to 12, which is called Red Sprites and Blue Jets. It's a coming-of-age novel, so please check that out. Also, like I said, follow the Andy Silvers Books Facebook page and go to andysilvers.com, visit the website to check out some more information about me and actually about my film work, because I'm also a filmmaker, an award-winning filmmaker. And last but not least, of course, Solomon Grando versus the Jupiter Witch is an adult and teen contemporary fantasy book. Book 1 in the trilogy will be coming out later this year, so stay tuned for updates on that. Please subscribe to the video, give it a like, share it with your friends. It really helps me out. And I'll see you in the next video.